If you didn't read the title of this video or see the thumbnail, well, this video is about Druski doing whiteface. Now, Drew Deadsboards, aka Druski, is a popular comedian online. He does quite a good amount of skits. I think they're pretty funny. But what he's in trouble for right now, or hot water as some people would say, is that he did whiteface at a NASCAR race. This is the Monte Cristo Espada Oscuro. That's what I'm smoking. Now, if you're not old enough to smoke, don't be getting into stogies, vapes, and none of that. Don't do it. It's not worth it. But if you're an adult, who cares? Now, you can sit there and say that what Druski did wasn't whiteface, but whenever you do something like that, in technicality, you did whiteface, and you're not going to sit here and argue with me in the comments about it. Because what whiteface technically is taking preconceived notions of a certain skin tone and amplifying them to an extreme. The mullet, the farmer's tan, the southern accent, that's like amplifying a stereotypical white redneck. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about amplifying a certain skin tone and characteristics that they may or may not actually have. Now, if you ask me personally what I thought of the skit, I thought it was funnier than shit.
Hey, Suanna! Suanna!
She's not listening.
Hey, come up. You need to listen to your nana. Girl, you crazy now.
I mean, that's what comedy kind of is. It's meant to push boundaries and make people either uncomfortably laugh or just laugh in general. That's what comedy is, and you kind of meant to push boundaries with certain fields of comedy. Now, through that entire skit, I think the only thing I didn't like about it was that he intentionally did like a southern accent and spat at a black guy's feet. Like, that's racist. That in itself, regardless if you're doing it for comedy, that can definitely be seen as racist. Even if the guy was a paid actor, I don't care. That's definitely racist. Overall, I thought the skit was funny though, because how the hell did he manage to sit there and get himself to not only look Caucasian, but do the southern accent very well, and also put a farmer's tan on? That takes dedication. To the white people out there that are absolutely having a fit and a meltdown over Druski doing whiteface, I'm gonna tell you to go fucking pound salt, okay? It was funny. It's called comedy. It's meant to push boundaries. I think I've said that like 3 times already in the span of 2 minutes of your guys' time. Now, I'm going to shift focus just a little bit, though, because Theo Vaughn, another comedian, he's white, he wants to do a blackface skit. And a whole bunch of black people are sitting there absolutely losing their minds saying, no, there's racist tones in that, you can't do that. Well, if you're going to allow Druski to do whiteface, then you're going to allow Theo Vaughn to do blackface for comedy. If he's not intentionally malicious with the racism, because there's going to be an exaggeration of features in the black culture when he does it, then who fucking cares? It's comedy! You cannot sit there and allow Druski to do whiteface and not let Theo Vaughn do blackface. They're both comedians, they're both doing it for a joke and to make people laugh. If they're not malicious in what they're doing, then it does not matter. Stop being hypocrites. But if you are sitting there saying Druski's wrong for doing whiteface and you're black, then you have every right to do that as long as you're not going to allow Theo Vaughn to do blackface, which obviously you're not going to. And it's the same for white people. If you're going to allow Theo Vaughn to do blackface, then you're going to sit there and allow Druski to do whiteface. That's how that's going to go. You can't let one go and not have the other. Again, if you're going to let whiteface happen, then you can let blackface happen for the sake of comedy. Just like you can have Italian face or Asian face or any of those, right? For the sake of comedy, it's allowed. If you're not going to call it out overall and say it's all banned, then nobody gets to do it or everybody gets to do it. As long as you're not being malicious, get over yourselves, just don't watch the content. I also want to mention, again, there was a part in Druski's skit that I did not like.
Hey, you lost, boy?
No, I'm going to the race.
What race?
NASCAR race.
You going to NASCAR?
That's it. A little bit.
Find something safe to do, boy.
That's possible. You can like majority of whatever content someone has out. But there's parts that you can say that you don't like, but still accept the majority. To wrap this up, if you're not going to let Druski do whiteface and you're not going to let Theo Vaughn do blackface, that's totally and completely fine. But if you're going to allow one and not the other, You're a hypocrite. Druski can do whiteface if Theo Von can do blackface in their comedy skits, as long as they're not being malicious with what they're putting out there. If they are, that stops instantly because that's racist. If they're being completely racist, it's not really comedy, and it's really just bullying and being a dickhead to be a dickhead, and to be racist to be racist. But if they're doing it for comedy and they're trying to make people laugh and they're not being malicious with it, who cares?